card read to unlock it. Open the door. It shouldn't relock until the door is closed. There you go. For an overview of the front panel board, you have two banks of LEDs. Left side is the status of the lock, which show you individual functions that are active. Right side is the interface, which is showing which commands are being sent to the lock from the access control and which commands are being sent to the access control system. So back to the left side of the status, the top LED is the door position sensor. It tells you if the door is open or closed. The next one down is the latch indicator. This is deactivated for the beta. The next one down is the locked indicator, which tells you if the control is telling the lock to be locked or unlocked. The next one down is the motion, which tells you if the motion detection is active or not. Next one down is the heartbeat, which tells you that the program is functioning properly. It should be pulsing at a regular rate. And the next one down is the spare, which is deactivated. On the right side, back on the interface, the ACS lock-in means that the access control system has requested that the lock be engaged. The next one down is the maglock strike, deactivated for the beta. Rex button is deactivated for the beta. And the lock button also deactivated for the beta. Buzzer in is also deactivated. Rex out is whenever the lock is making a request to exit out to the ACS. The buttons down here will be for testing purposes, but they are also deactivated for the beta. The last LED that you should pay attention to is the power, which will come on as soon as a power is applied. And then a fault LED, which is deactivated. When the lock senses motion, you will see the motion LED light up. There will be a Rex out LED also line up, which is requesting an exit to the access control system. And it will send a unlock command to the lock. As I continue to move, the motion LED will stay lit and the lock will remain open. After a predetermined time of 5 seconds that's defined in the portal, the lock will relock and you will see an LED light up for that. So now I will open it again and exit, and it should lock behind me. The door is now locked. I will approach the door and the motion detector will see me and unlock the door, and then relock after I exit and close the door. Our shim is 8 pages of regular copier paper. Put it in between the bracket and the door. And slide the whole thing up. Actually, let's get the staples out of this. Press. Face directly under it until we get a screw in.
Let it close.
The first PCB you install is the Haven control board. Make sure that both ribbon cables are attached. The wider front panel board cable is on the left. The smaller latch position board cable is on the right. You insert from the bottom into a groove and then press down for both clips to be engaged. Now assemble the ACS control board with the wiring harness in place in the same manner as the Haven control board. Insert into the back, into the groove, and then press up until the clip's engaged. Next, assemble the lock subassembly in the appropriate orientation. For the outswinging door configuration, you want the servo on the left, which means the gate will swing down and open into the room. So open it halfway so that it inserts correctly. Attach the smaller ribbon cable onto the left connector on the latch position board, and then insert mechanically into the assembly until it goes all the way up. Now turn the knob so that it is fully in the unlock direction so that it holds itself up. And then insert your screws into one on the right side and one on the left. The holes that you are inserting screws into have the countersink facing outward. Next, we're attaching the front cover. First, you want to pull the power connector so that the control board is turned off. Attach the ribbon cable to the front panel board, which should be on the left side. Then you're going to plug the power back in and watch the boot up sequence. The things to look for is that we have power on the LED, the power LED. We're also looking for a steady heartbeat. Now we tuck the ribbon cable in and assemble the front cover, being mindful not to pinch any cables. And then use one screw on each side of the case, on each side of the cover, to attach. Next, we mechanically assemble the latch bracket B to latch bracket A, paying attention to the nominal post holes. And then you insert 3 screws into the holes that have thread exposed. Check to make sure that the installed length is correct and matches the gate assembly above. So you can check if the gate freely swings up and down. Now we will attach the latch bracket cover using these 2 screws on the bottom. Push it fully against the door, centered on the lock, and then tighten loosely. And then we want to adjust the cover so that it's flush with the upper cover and that the door position sensor in the middle is correctly aligned. So visually line up the covers and then tighten. Now confirm that the DPS LED is lit when it is not detected. Peel the tape off the back of your mounting bracket. Roughly position where you want it without sticking it to the frame. And then place the installation tool in the approximate location. Make sure the installation tool is firmly against the lower edge of the frame. Align the bracket with the installation tool and rock it back until the adhesive is adhered. Remove the backing off of the adhesive on the latch bracket and use the installation tool to set the gap and to center the bracket. Mate the parts together and press against the door. Place the Haven control board onto the holder that's mounted on the back plane. Slide the back edge into the groove and press down in front to snap it in. When assembling the lock subassembly, you want to make sure the servo is on the right in an in-swing configuration. First, attach your ribbon cable to the left connector. Then halfway engage the mechanism so that it can assemble easily. And then fully unlock the mechanism so that it will stay in place. Then insert your screws on the left and right side into the countersunk holes. Attach the front cover with the front panel board on the left in this orientation. First plug in the cable and tuck it in if you can, and then rotate it and press it into place. While holding it in place, insert screws on the left and right into the appropriate holes. Since this is a in-swing configuration, we only need the latch bracket A. The latch bracket B is not needed. So when attaching the cover, push it all the way against the door and center it on the lock assembly and attach using the screws provided. After it is loosely assembled, pull out the latch cover until it aligns with the upper cover, and then tighten in place. This will make sure that it visually looks flush and that the door open sensor is aligned. Now mechanically test the door to make sure everything is cleared. First unlocked, then locked, then back to locked, unlocked, excuse me.